Alright, in the second worksheet for 10.4, what's going to happen is we're going to be given some points and we're going to have to write the equation for the ellipse. Each of these worksheets have examples on the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and do number 1 for you. We know that an equation of an ellipse is x minus h squared over a squared plus y minus k squared over b squared equals 1. Now, we want to get these points into here so we can go ahead and find the center and find our a and the b. Let's talk about steps. Steps for this. Number 1, we're going to graph. We're going to graph those 3 points. Number 2, we're going to find the center, or C. Step 3, we're going to go ahead and find A and B. Step 4, we're going to plug into the equation of an ellipse, which is up there. Plug it into that equation. And step number 5, we're going to go ahead and rearrange into standard form. So here are your 5 steps. And number 1 gives us the point 5, negative 2, 1, negative 5, and negative 3, negative 2. So let's go ahead and practice those steps together. All right. So number 1 is going to go ahead and give me 5, negative 2, 1, negative 5, and the point negative 3, negative 2. And we know by our steps, number 1, we're going to graph. So I'm going to go ahead and make a rough graph. 5, negative 2, right there. That's at 5, negative 2. Remember, we always label all points. 1, negative 5. So I go over 1, down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that point's right here at 1, negative 5. And my last point is at negative 3, over 1, 2, 3, down 2. That's at negative 3, negative 2. Now, we're always looking for something that's on the same axis so we can find the center. Notice that this is going from here to here. So this must be my B that goes up and down. So my center is going to be in between these 2 points. So step number 1, we're going to find C by using the midpoint formula of these 2 points. We know the midpoint formula is x1 plus x2 over 2, comma, y1 plus y2 over 2. And that's a point. So C is going to be in between those 2 points. We know that because they're on the same axis. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add up my x's. Negative 3 plus 5, I've got 2 over 2, comma, add up my y's. Negative 2 plus negative 2 is negative 4 over 2. And I found my point right there. My point is 1, comma, negative 2, and that's my center. So we're finding our center. We need to now find step 2, which is to find A and B. Still, we're looking at this graph. Now I can go ahead and graph my center, which is over 1, down 2. There's my center. From here, I can count and find my A. So from here, I go 1, 2, 3, 4 over. So A is going to be 4. That means A squared equals 16. Again, from my center, I can count down to find my B. I go down 1, 2, 3. So my B is 3. That means my B squared equals 9. And that's good to find both B and B squared, A and A squared, because I need to plug it into the equation x minus h squared over A squared plus y minus k squared over B squared equals 1. Now we're going to plug in what we know into that equation. I know my center, which is h comma k. So I'm going to go ahead and plug this in. X minus 1 squared over 4 plus y plus 2 squared. Excuse me, this is going to be 4 squared because it's a squared over b, which is 3 squared, all equals 1. I know I'm running out of room a little bit. So I'm going to rewrite that below. Got x minus 1 squared over 16 plus y plus 2 squared over 9 is equal to 1. And my goal now becomes to solve this equation out or just rearrange it, to simplify it into standard form. So we're going to go ahead and finish this problem right here, get some more space. In order to simplify this, I want it in the form ax squared plus bxy plus cy squared plus dx plus ey plus f equals 0. I don't see any fractions here, so I'm not going to have any fractions up here. To get rid of this fraction, I'm going to multiply both sides by the least common denominator. Well, 9 doesn't go into 16, so I'm going to keep finding factors or multiples of 9 and 16 until I find one that they share in common, and that number is 144. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 144 to get rid of the fractions. When I multiply 144 by the top, divide it by 16, I know that 16 goes into 144 9 times, so I can cancel that fraction out. So right here, 9 goes into 144 16 times, and this will just be 144. So this becomes now 9x minus 1 squared plus 16y plus 2 squared equals 144. Almost done here. Now I have to FOIL. Do not distribute the exponents. You cannot distribute the exponents. You have to FOIL. So you have to FOIL in this problem. Okay, from here, I'm going to go ahead and have 9x minus 1 times x minus 1 plus 16 y plus 2 times y plus 2 equals 144, and here I'm going to FOIL. First outside, inside, last. So what's going to happen, I'm going to have 9x squared minus 2x plus 1 plus 16y squared plus 4y plus 4 equals 144. I'm getting close. I'm going to have to distribute that 9. I'm going to have 9x squared minus 18x plus 9 plus 16y squared plus 64y plus 64 equals 144. And my final step is just to arrange in standard form. My goal is just to arrange in standard form now. So I want to get x's first. I'm going to have 9x squared, then my y's plus 16y squared, then my x's, so minus 18x, then my y's plus 64y, and then I'm going to combine my constants. Positive 9 plus 64, and then I'm going to subtract 104 over. So I'm going to get, once I subtract 144 over, I'm going to get a negative 71, and I'll set it all equal to 0. So there's my answer for number 1. Kind of a long answer in standard form. Remember